Well, good morning, friends. It's the Sunday morning spread for July 24th, 2022 from Cards of Light, Bright Blessings of the Tarot. Thanks for joining me again this morning. Brian Noe with you once again, and we will have our 4-card energy reading where we will be looking at the various dimensions of our lives and kind of the energies that are coming around to us this week. So let's get started here. We'll take just a moment to kind of breathe and get our minds quiet. Okay. Normally I do most of this preparation off camera, but I've kind of gotten in the habit of doing it on the fly recently here. So first, the spiritual dimension, we have the Death card. Buddy here. Dancing under the sea. In the social emotional dimension, we have the Prince of Wands. In the mental dimension, we have the Ace of Cups. And in the physical dimension, the Knight of Swords. So 2 court cards, a major and an ace here for our Sunday morning spread. All right. Knight of Swords here in the physical dimension. So Knights are the first rank in the Thoth deck. They correspond to, well, I won't go into that. I was going to start talking about the correspondences to the Rider-Waite-Smith system, but let's just stick with the one that we've got here. So Knight of Swords is the first rank. So that is the energy of fire, and Swords is the suit of the air. So we have fire of air going on here with this Knight of Swords. Swords, the suit of the mind, the suit of the intellect, the suit of society, of technology. And of course, Knights are the cards of action. And whenever I see a court card like this, I'm thinking of attributes of the character that's depicted, and whether or not we ought to be emulating some of those characteristics, or whether or not they are a warning that we should watch out for. So this Knight of Swords is, again, the fiery part of air, very active mentally, very skillful, very clever, really lots of courage, but tends to jump into things a little bit too quickly. So in the physical dimension of our lives, I would say that if there are decisions that we are making in the coming week, and for some reason I'm getting a strong intuition here that this has to do with financial decisions, since we're talking about the material aspects of our lives, the physical aspects of our lives. But it could be health decisions as well, but I think it's financial decisions. If we're facing something of consequence this week, we don't want to jump too quickly to conclusions. We want to be deliberate. We want to think things through. But ultimately, we want to be then decisive. We want to make a decision and stick with it, if that is the case. So I would just say that if the main thing there is don't be hasty this week in making decisions that have to do with the physical dimension of our lives, whether that is health or financial, but I have a sense that it may be a financial issue for someone at least. So that is that first dimension. We get over here into the social emotional dimension, and we have the Prince of Wands. And similar in some ways to this card, which was Fire of Air, this card, the Prince of Wands, is air of fire. So the airy part of fire. So this is the third rank of the suit. And of course, wands, the cards of career, the cards of passion, cards of the will and the stuff that really drives our lives. And this prince is scary, very impulsive. Very charming, as all of the court cards in the Wands suit are, but really, really impulsive and I would say maybe unreliable. Think about a wildfire and how it spreads, and that's kind of the energy of this card. Unstable, unpredictable. And so when we're looking at that in the social and emotional dimension of our lives, we want to be prepared for maybe some things coming at us, either in terms of our emotions or in terms of our relationships with others, for which we are sort of not prepared. The image of somebody running around with their hair on fire is kind of the sense that I'm getting from this card. And so, again, as we don't want to act hastily over here, we don't want to react to that in a way that is inappropriate, that we get drawn into this kind of chaotic energy there. We want to try to at least calm our own emotional landscape through whatever means we use to do that. For me, it's usually meditation, sometimes prayer, sometimes a nice walk out in nature or something will do that for some people. But whatever we do to kind of keep our emotions in check, we need to do that because we may be looking at some pretty intense energy coming to us from other quarters in the week to come. So we need to make sure that we have got a good sense of calm to begin with, so that we are not kind of sucked in to reactions and activities that are maybe not the best. Okay. We get up here to the mental dimension and we have the Ace of Cups, and this is very welcome given the two cards down here, because this is the card of the sort of the root of love. The Cup suit is about love and emotions and relationships and the deepest part of our hearts. And the Ace in every suit is the card that has, it depicts sort of the source of the energy, the seed of the energy, or the potential of the energy. It's before that energy is expressed. It's really kind of the essence of the thing before it enters into our experience of material reality. And so this is a very loving kindness, a spirit of loving kindness, of nurturing, of calm and everything being right. Sort of the primordial potential for love and loving kindness. And so in the mental realm of our lives, that is a calming influence. This could be our earliest memories of being nurtured and loved that are a source of strength, or they could be the impulse within us to love others and to love ourselves and to take care of ourselves. And so the Beatles song "All You Need Is Love" is coming to mind here as we approach whatever is going on down here in our lives. We need to keep a handle on that and to do those things, to focus our attention, to focus our minds on that aspect of our lives and of our experience here on this planet. And that will serve us well in the week to come, and always, but especially this week. We've got a lot of very healing, nurturing, loving energy up here in the mental dimension of our lives. So that is a good thing. And we need to cultivate that and protect that as much as we can. Okay, up here in the spiritual dimension, we have the Death card. And for those of you who have been watching my videos for a while, you will already be up to speed on this. But for those of you who aren't, when we see death in a tarot card, it is very rarely talking about or referencing a physical death, or someone's leaving the body, somebody passing. It more often and properly depicts the regeneration. When one chapter is over, when it's just time to put something behind us and to move on. And I especially love this depiction that Lady Harris gives us in the Thoth deck. This is the trump card of Scorpio. He's got the sickle here, but look at what he's stirring up, all of this fertile funk here at the bottom of the sea. And look at looks like souls kind of ascending into the light here. So this is like a spiritual rebirth, or a rebirth of some sort that this depicts. It may be a new chapter of our lives. It may be a new spiritual path upon which we're embarking. It may be a new growing awareness of the light that is up there, that is where we are trying to move our lives. And new things growing, something significant, since it is coming up here in the spiritual dimension of our lives. Both of these cards have to do with fertility in some ways as well, and with regeneration and rebirth. And so coming up here in the mental and spiritual dimensions, that I think is significant. So maybe time here to move on from something that doesn't serve us anymore, or doesn't serve us well anymore in the spiritual dimension of our lives. And again, if you are new to my videos, when we talk about the spiritual dimension, we're not just talking about religion or religious practices. We're talking about the parts of our life and our experience that has to do with meaning and legacy, and understanding why we're here and what we're doing here, trying to fulfill our purpose in life and all of that sort of thing. So you would think the death card wouldn't be good news, but in this case in particular, I think it is. And I always welcome this card when I see it, particularly with the depiction that we've got here in this Thoth deck. It is just so beautiful. So something may be passing away, but let's head toward the light. Yeah. So an interesting confluence of energies here with the week to come. We've got all of this kind of unsettled, fiery, airy stuff going down here in the physical and emotional, social dimensions of our lives. But all of this fertile, nurturing, transformational beauty up here in the higher dimensions, in the mental and the spiritual dimensions of our lives. That's the way I would read these. My candle's gone out. Oh no. I guess that means it's time to end. That's the way I would read these cards this week. If you have got thoughts, either any of this is hitting home with you and you'd like to discuss or would like more information, or if you're a reader and have other impressions of these cards, or are seeing something that I didn't see or something that I've missed, I would love to hear from you. As always, you can leave comments here with the video, or you can pop on out to the weblog at brightblessingstarot.com and leave comments there. I hope that you're having a lovely Sunday. I will be back, as far as I know, on Thursday for our 3-card Thursday. And in the meantime, I wish you peace. Take care of yourself.